You're going to keep using social media after watching this. Most people do. But what these platforms are actually doing, what they were designed to do, what their own researchers found and buried, and what's already happened as a result, is something that should be part of every conversation about them. Here are 5 facts about social media that the companies behind them would prefer you never thought too hard about. Welcome to Top 5 Zone. These aren't conspiracy theories. Every fact in this list comes from internal documents, peer-reviewed research, congressional testimony, or the company's own former employees. Subscribe if you want more lists like this every week. Let's get into it. Fact number 5. Social media was deliberately engineered to be as addictive as possible, and the people who built it knew exactly what they were doing. The like button didn't happen by accident. Former president of Facebook Sean Parker admitted in a 2017 interview that the platform was designed from the beginning to consume as much of your time and attention as possible. His words: "They wanted to give users a little dopamine hit every once in a while because someone liked a photo or post. The mechanism is called variable reward, the same psychological principle that makes slot machines so effective. You don't know when the next like, comment, or share is coming, so your brain stays in a state of anticipation. It's the same dopamine loop that underlies gambling addiction, and it was built into these platforms on purpose." Asa Raskin, the designer who invented the infinite scroll, that endless feed with no natural stopping point, later publicly apologized for creating it. He estimated it costs humanity around 200,000 hours of attention every single day. That's the feature that keeps you on the app longer than you meant to stay. It was designed that way. Fact number 4. Your data isn't just used to show you ads. It's used to build a psychological model of who you are, predict your behavior, and influence decisions you believe you're making on your own. The Cambridge Analytica scandal in 2018 made this visible for a moment, but what was exposed then was just the surface. Cambridge Analytica used Facebook data from 87 million users, without their consent, to build psychographic profiles and deliver individually targeted political messaging designed to shift how specific people thought about specific issues. The model they used, called Ocean, based on 5 personality traits, could predict with documented accuracy how you would respond to different emotional appeals, what your fears were, what arguments would resonate with you, and how to frame a message to move your opinion in a specific direction. This wasn't a rogue operation. It was a service built on data that social media platforms collected, packaged, and made available. And Cambridge Analytica was one company in one election. The infrastructure that made it possible is still there, still operational, and still being purchased by anyone with a budget and an outcome they want to engineer. Fact number 3. Facebook conducted internal research showing that Instagram was causing serious psychological harm to teenage girls, documented the findings, and chose not to act on them. This isn't speculation. In 2021, the Wall Street Journal published a series of internal Facebook documents obtained by whistleblower Frances Haugen. One research slide read, "We make body image issues worse for 1 in 3 teen girls." Another, "Teens blame Instagram for increases in anxiety and depression." Facebook had been conducting this research since at least 2019. They knew that for a significant percentage of teenage girls, Instagram was making them feel worse about their bodies, more anxious, more depressed, and more likely to compare themselves destructively with others. They did not pull the product. They did not change the algorithm. They did not add meaningful warnings. Instead, they began planning Instagram Kids, a version of the platform targeted at children under 13, before public pressure forced them to pause the project. Frances Haugen testified before Congress in October 2021. Her central point was not that Facebook made mistakes. It was that Facebook made calculations. They knew, and they chose growth. Fact number 2. Social media algorithms are designed to maximize engagement, and the content that generates the most engagement is content that makes you angry. Not happy, not informed, angry. A 2021 study by researchers at NYU found that on Facebook, posts with moral outrage language received roughly 20% more engagement per reaction than neutral posts. The algorithm observed this pattern and optimized for it, promoting angrier content because angrier content kept people on the platform longer. A former Facebook engineer confirmed in testimony that the company's own researchers had flagged this problem internally as early as 2019, with one internal report calling it a misinformation flywheel. The recommendation was to reduce the reach of divisive content. The proposal was rejected because reducing divisive content would reduce overall engagement, and engagement was the core metric tied to revenue. What this means in practice is that every time you open your feed, an algorithm built to maximize profit is actively selecting for the content most likely to provoke a negative emotional reaction in you. Because that keeps you scrolling. The most polarizing, outrage-generating content rises to the top not in spite of the system, but because of it. And the number one scary fact about social media that nobody talks about seriously enough: you are not the user, you are the product. This phrase has been around long enough that it's started to feel like a cliché, which is exactly why it belongs at number one. Because most people have heard it, nodded along, and never fully internalized what it actually means. Social media platforms generate revenue by selling advertisers access to your attention. That's the business. Every second you spend on the platform is inventory. Your feed, your notifications, your recommendations, all of it is an attention delivery mechanism. But it goes deeper than ads. The behavioral data these platforms collect, what you pause on, what you skip, what you engage with, how long you hesitate before scrolling, what topics you search late at night, builds a profile of you that is in many cases more accurate than what you know about yourself. Facebook has patented technology that can infer your emotional state from how you type. Companies that purchase your data can predict with documented accuracy whether you're pregnant, going through a breakup, struggling financially, or questioning a major life decision, often before you've told anyone. That information is bought and sold on open data markets. It's used by insurance companies, employers, political campaigns, and foreign governments. The product isn't your clicks. The product is your psychology, modeled, packaged, and sold to whoever can pay for it. Every platform in this space runs the same business model, and as long as the service is free, so do you. Those are your top 5, built to be addictive. Your data used to manipulate you, internal research on teen harm buried, algorithms that reward outrage, and a business model where your psychology is the product. None of this means you have to delete every app tonight, but knowing how this actually works changes how you interact with it, and that's the whole point. If any of these facts surprised you, share this video with someone who needs to see it. Subscribe to Top 5 Zone, and we'll see you on the next list.